This was supposed to be a positive video. Hey guys, so I wanted to talk about something. I think ultimately this is, yeah, it's a pretty positive video, but it's also kind of funny. So I don't know if you've seen this, but Dr. Oz has announced his new diet plan. I think it's on his website, droz.com. I don't know why I'm telling you, like I'm promoting him. I'm not. He's like released this diet that's like the perfect diet for 2018. I guess only 2018, so 2019, this is just not gonna work at all. It's called the Pegan or Pegan.
We're back revealing my Pegan 365 plan.
And it's supposed to be like the best elements of a vegan diet and a paleo diet in one. So it's supposed to be like the perfect balanced diet. I know you're probably like, what? That sounds terrible. It's actually, I mean, essentially reading over it, the instructions and the rules and stuff, it's essentially a Mediterranean diet. It's essentially a plant-based diet with like some grains and beans and minimal animal products and like healthy fats, less grains than what a Mediterranean diet would call for. And also it does this Pegan, whatever diet, does ban dairy, whereas I don't think a Mediterranean diet does, a Mediterranean eating pattern. There's not a whole lot of dairy in it. So yeah, I mean, that's essentially what it is, but I don't know if this encourages people to eat essentially a very, very minimal animal products diet because they're attracted by the buzzwords of paleo and vegan, then that's pretty awesome. And that's why I think ultimately this is a pretty positive thing. Okay, so let's go through the rules. There's this one page that's like this little slideshow of 11 different things. And then there's also an infographic that's got pretty much the same stuff, but a couple other things that I've just kind of glanced through. Okay, so this first one is shop for the right foods. Prep yourself for this new diet plan by going to the grocery store and stocking up on healthy and nutritious foods. Since Pegan 365, I'm just going to say Pegan because Pegan sounds weird. Since Pegan 365 is a happy blend of vegan and paleo eating, you can feel free to enjoy both vegan, non-animal, and paleo, animal, protein in addition to fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and dairy alternatives. Use this shopping list to help you get started, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's number one. So again, it's supposed to be this perfect, like non-restrictive blend of paleo and vegan, which at first I was kind of like, this is like mostly vegan. I don't really get the paleo elements because it does include a little bit of grains, as I mentioned before, but it's not very many grains. Again, it's less than what you would, much less than what a typical vegan would consume, or even, again, someone on like a Mediterranean diet. So number two, eat 5 cups of vegetables daily. That is a lot of vegetables. And I guess this one is supposed to be both vegan and paleo. I know paleo is big on vegetables. For those who don't know, paleo is like supposed to be what Paleolithic people ate. I love the wiki page because like the second sentence is like, this is dumb. Yeah, it's supposed to be focused on like vegetables, nuts, no grains at all, no beans either. So stupid. And lean meats. So again, someone on a paleo diet ideally is supposed to be eating a lot of vegetables, particularly like green vegetables, green leafy vegetables, not a lot of potatoes or anything. I think potatoes are banned. I'm not exactly sure. And then the same with a vegan diet, right? Vegans tend to eat more vegetables than the average American. 5 cups is a lot. I'm going to tell you right now, I do not eat 5 cups of vegetables a day. Not even close. Yeah, I mean, that's great. I think we can all eat more vegetables. I don't know how sustainable that is. I mean, I'm trying to think of someone who is just trying to eat healthy and this is what they start with, 5 cups of vegetables a day. I think that's going to be a bit much. Okay, number 3, pick 4 carbs per day. On the Pegan 3, I said I was going to say Pegan and now I'm saying Pegan.
Pegan!
Whatever. On the Pegan 365 plan, you can have 4 servings of carbs per day that you can mix and match between fruit and grains or stick to just one or the other. Okay, so that part I missed. So apparently you don't have to eat any fruit. It says you can mix and match between fruit and grains or stick to just one or the other. That seems a little crazy, right? I mean, fruits are pretty good. And also, like I said, I thought this was like really limiting grains, but I guess not. If you can have 4 servings of grains, yeah, I don't think paleo people would be too happy about that. Okay, number 4, consume 3 servings of smart protein every day. Smart protein. Everything has to be smart now. Is it Wi-Fi enabled? Okay, the beauty of the Pegan 365 diet is that when it comes to protein, your options are plentiful and varied. You should eat 3 servings of protein daily, broken up into 1 paleo protein and 2 vegan proteins. Popular vegan protein options are beans, tofu, tempeh, and seeds. Paleo protein can be made up of eggs and any type of lean protein such as chicken, fish, or meat. Chicken and fish aren't meat, apparently. Yeah, so this is actually pretty great. I like that there are 2 vegan options and only 1 of the non-vegan paleo protein. And this is the only animal product in the entire diet. Everything else is vegan because, again, this diet plan completely eliminates dairy. Number 5, add in 2 healthy fats per day. Yeah, sounds good. Number 6, only have 1 serving of vegan non-dairy products daily. Make a healthier life choice by saying goodbye to dairy and hello to the better vegan alternative. Non-dairy products are a lot better for your body and can be consumed once per day on this plan. Try out nut milk, non-dairy yogurt, and nut cheese as delicious meal additions or snack options. So that's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool. I know I'm going to get some shit for this from vegans, but the statement that non-dairy products are a lot better for your body, I think you need to be a little bit more specific with that. I mean, I don't think people are going to think that like the coconut milk ice cream is healthy, right? I don't think people are going to be confused by that. But as I've talked about before, a lot of these non-dairy milks, while they're a good source of calcium, which is very important and would be very important on this diet as well, possibly not as important if you are consuming tons of like broccoli and kale and stuff that are just such amazing sources of calcium. So I take that back. But for the average vegan who is not consuming that many dark leafy greens, probably, right? We do need like a cup or so of non-dairy milk that's fortified with calcium. But some of these milks are high in calories, they're high in added sugar, they do have the calcium, they don't have a lot of protein, right? They're not comparable in terms of protein to milk, which might not be, a big deal if you're getting a lot of protein from the rest of your diet, eating lots of beans and peanut butter and stuff like that. But to say that some like vanilla almond milk that's like 90, 100 calories, pretty much all the calories coming from sugar. Like, yeah, it has calcium. Maybe it has B12. I don't even know if they're fortified with B12, but like all you're getting is calcium, that's healthier than like, let's say yogurt, like real yogurt that's not sweetened, that's unsweetened. Like you're saying that's healthier? It just isn't. Again, I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for that, but like yogurt it's a healthy food. The evidence says it's a healthy food. I'm sorry, I'm not saying we should eat it. We definitely should not eat it. And there are absolutely better options from an animal welfare standpoint and from an environmental standpoint. But from just a nutrition standpoint, yogurt is absolutely a healthier food than sugar milk. The only reason I'm saying that is because I think stuff like this is great when you're encouraging people to eat less animal products. But when you say something like that is so obviously wrong, you're just asking for experts, for dietitians and whatnot to come out and speak out against this. And unfortunately, people aren't very good at being rational. So someone may say a dietitian comes out and says, the Pegan diet is really stupid. It's anti-all dairy and it's dumb from a nutrition standpoint. Again, most dietitians aren't going to be coming at this from a vegan standpoint, which is sad. It sucks, right? Someone seeing that, it wouldn't surprise me if they then generalize to all vegan diets, right? And that a vegan diet is unhealthy because it doesn't have dairy, right? I mean, we see this all the time, people doing this kind of stuff. I think we need to be so careful with statements like that. And again, this isn't, I mean, it's pro-vegan in the sense that they're using the word, but this diet isn't vegan, obviously, right? They do have some animal products. I mean, ultimately, I think they're doing this because dairy is just, no one likes dairy anymore, right? I mean, people like yogurt. Oh my God, I was just looking at the regular yogurt aisle in our grocery store because we get the non-dairy, it's off in its own little section in like the natural section, right? So I just went to the dairy one just to see maybe if they had some vegan stuff there. It's crazy how much yogurt there is. When did this happen? I feel like when I was a kid, there was like 2 brands of yogurt. There was like the adult yogurts and they had a few flavors. And then there were like the kids ones that had like sprinkles and stuff in it. And it was like, was it Go-Gurt? Oh, rows and rows and rows in the refrigerated section of yogurt. It's crazy. So people obviously like yogurt, but in terms of milk, like milk is just dead. So I do think from that standpoint, it is easy to say something like that, like you don't need dairy. And I think people would be like, yeah, okay, because there are so many alternatives, right? Whereas if you said like, give up chicken or something, people are like, what? Because we have some faux options, like I think some of the chicken tender options are really, really good. I think they're just as good as regular chicken tenders, but in terms of like some of the chicken patties and obviously like chicken breast or something. We just aren't there yet in terms of having a really, really good alternative. But I think once we are, then you're going to see more stuff like this because it's going to be so easy for people to switch over. You aren't going to have that excuse anymore. Like I talked about in my video when I talked about giving to Good Food Institute and why I did, because they are focusing on clean meat and these really, really delicious, you know, plant alternatives to protein. I think that's going to be the turning point for people when those alternatives are available and they're affordable and they taste the same and they have this same texture. Like, why would people then go for the animal version? Anyway, I don't know how I got off on that. This is why I write stuff. This isn't scripted or anything, as you can tell. But my point is, I wish this were more accurate, because if you're there are reasons to limit dairy, particularly milk, because there are a lot of calories even in 2% milk. And, you know, most of the people trying to do this are trying to lose weight. I mean, that's an easy way to cut out calories if you're cutting out those liquid calories, right? Getting rid of soda, getting rid of milk even if it is a source of protein and calcium for you. It might be better to replace that with something else. Even if you're replacing calcium with like some Tums, right? I mean, it is a source of calcium. That might be better for people because it's so easy for us to get so many calories when we're drinking it. But yeah, I just think it needs to be accurate. That's all I'm saying. So that was number 6. Number 7, limit weekly alcohol intake. Number 8, indulge in desserts. Have dessert twice per week. Steer clear of dairy products. Be cognizant of your choices. Try having some dark chocolate after dinner or non-dairy ice cream for a sweet treat. Get creative and enjoy every bite of your dessert. Sounds awesome. Number 9, have a cheat day once a week. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's good or not. I don't know what the research is on cheat days. I feel like it'd probably work better if you're doing it out, right? I mean, if your cheat day includes bringing a bunch of food home and then you have, or making a bunch of stuff and then you have leftovers that you're then tempted to eat throughout the week, you know what I mean? I feel like that's probably not gonna work super well for people. But if it's like you're going out, you know, to eat and just kind of eating whatever, just having a relaxed day, then that makes more sense because then oh my God, my kid. And so, because then, you know, you go back home and you've got all the healthy food there, right? So it's easy to keep eating healthy at home, I guess is what I'm saying. That's kind of what we've been trying to do. Like, I just don't keep sweets in the house anymore. I did around Christmas time, you know, a few days for Christmas. That was like a special little thing, but I don't even keep, even like peanut butter pretzels, as much as I love them, they're not a safe food for me. There are just certain foods that I cannot moderate, and I will just sit there and eat half a container of peanut butter pretzels in a day. I just can't help it. I have a tendency to not pay attention to how hungry I am, and I'll end up really, really hungry. And then I go in the kitchen and I'm just like frustrated because I'm hungry and I don't want to make anything. And I just eat a bunch of peanut butter pretzels. It's not even just about overeating. It's also replacing healthier foods, right? I mean, peanut butter pretzels aren't terrible in terms of like compared to like, I don't know, Lay's potato chips or something like that. Oh, I want some Lay's. Those are so good. But you know, they're not great. You know, otherwise I'd probably have like a healthy bowl of soup with like sweet potato, vitamin A and chickpeas and all this kind of stuff. And instead I'm having pretzels with peanut butter in them. Ugh. Long story short, basically we don't keep any super unhealthy sweet stuff in the house. We save that for when we go out. If we go out to eat, then we'll stop by this bakery that we love that's all vegan. It's gluten-free too, which fine. It's still delicious. And they have just super tasty like cookies and cupcakes and stuff. And we'll get one of those and just like eat it and that's it. And we don't have any, you know, it's not like we're buying a box of cookies and then you take them home and then you've got a whole box of cookies that I'm just like eating throughout the week. That's just my experience. I guess that's kind of what we do. You know, we go out to eat about once a week and that's kind of a cheat day. I mean, the rest of the day it's fine. It's not like I'm eating crap all day, but for one meal, you know, we kind of just eat whatever. I'll have like a, you know, fake chicken sandwich with French fries, right? And then again, like we'll get a cookie or something at our little bakery. And so the last one, don't forget about exercise. And this is pretty cool, pretty lax. It's like you don't have to go to the gym. You can work out at home. You can try out HIIT workouts, or you can just take a walk around the block. Try and get 30 minutes of exercise in at least 3 times a week. And like I said, they also have this little infographic thing. So it's got the breakdown here, the 5+ cups vegetables, the 4 carbs, either fruit, grains, or starchy vegetables. vegetables. It's got the 3 proteins here, and at the bottom there it even says you choose either vegan or paleo. So that's really cool, because of course if you just had 3 vegan proteins instead of 2 and 1, animal protein, then you'd just be eating a vegan diet. And then the 2 healthy fats, and then the 1 dairy substitute. And then they show an example here of breakfast, which looks insanely low calorie, but whatever. It's like 1 slice of whole grain toast, a quarter of an avocado. Okay, that's like nothing. And no protein either. Like, I would not be satisfied with that for more than, I don't know, 30 minutes. A handful of strawberries. Like, what is this? Large salad with half a cup of beans. Like, what is, it looks like they've got a bunch of vegetables and then just half a cup of beans. Is there a dressing on that? Like, what is this? Snack, 1 cucumber and an ounce of nuts. Who is eating that? An entire cucumber and an ounce of nuts? No. And dinner, 1 cup of cauliflower rice with 3 ounces of protein. I didn't put this in a Chronometer. I should have, to see like how many calories this is. This cannot be a lot of calories. That is crazy. You would be starving on this thing. There's no way you would meet your nutrient needs. Yeah, I really hate stuff like this where it's just encouraging people to eat so low calorie, because you're not going to stick to that. And then it's got the rules down here, the 2 drinks per week of alcohol, dessert twice per week, plus 1 cheat day per week, all caps. And exercise 30 minutes a day, 3 days a week. Feeling adventurous, take the, what's that say? Plunge challenge? No, I'm good. They don't say anything about B12. That's a problem. Even if you are eating the 1 paleo protein, that's not fair. That's only 1 time during the day that you're getting B12, unless your dairy substitute has B12. But a lot of these, I don't know, do any of the non-dairy yogurts, what does this say? This says nut milk, non-dairy yogurt. Oh, it has to be nut milk. Oh, I just noticed that. Okay, so they are limiting the soy and the beans to some extent, right? Your 2 vegan proteins could be beans, tofu, tempeh, seeds, but they want your dairy substitute to be specifically nut milk. In other words, no protein there unless you're getting the Silk protein nut milk that I love. That does not have soy and that does have protein in it, so that's pretty cool. But that's not fortified with B12. A lot of these milks, surprisingly, are not fortified with B12. So yeah, that's not good that they don't mention that. And again, promoting this just so low calorie, man, that just, oh, Jesus. I don't know. I just foresee people trying this and then feeling bad that they're so hungry and that they can't stick to it. Oh my God, I could not stick to that. Are you kidding me? I would die. I would die having 1 slice of toast with a quarter of an avocado for breakfast. No. I just hate the thought that someone who's really struggling with their weight, that they think that like this is how thinner people eat. Like I know I'm not super duper thin, but I'm definitely at a healthy weight. And I eat way more than this. You guys see my what I ate today is I'm eating like close to 2,000 calories a day. You see, like, what did I do recently? I showed that oatmeal for my what I ate today. That's oatmeal's like 400, 500 calories. My point is just that you definitely don't have to eat this sparsely. And again, this has nothing to do with veganism. Like, you can eat more foods and be vegan, right? I would hate for people to look at this and be like, oh God, that's what a vegan diet is? Gross. Like, no, that is not what a vegan diet is. I don't know any vegans who are eating like that. It's just depressing. This was supposed to be a positive video. I know that they're trying to make it super simple. I'm sure that's the goal, so that people don't look at it and go, oh my God, that's too hard, and feel overwhelmed. I get that, and that's great. That's probably very useful, right? But you have to say B12. People, if you're following this diet, any diet that limits animal products, you really need to take a B12 supplement. Not that I'm a dietitian. Again, I'm not like criticizing this from the standpoint of an expert or anything like that, but that's something that's pretty obvious, right? That's pretty obvious that vegans need B12, and even Pegans eating that small amount of animal products, just 1 serving a day, would need B12. And also eat enough calories to function and to feel good and to, gosh, you can eat more calories than that and still lose weight. You don't have to starve yourself to lose weight. And the last thing I'll say, because again, I'm not an expert, if you are looking for information on vegan nutrition or even like quasi-vegan nutrition, because honestly, if you are only eating 1 serving of animal protein a day, you essentially are eating a vegan diet. Again, you're going to need to supplement for B12. So I think it is good to look at vegan nutrition and like areas of concern. Jenny Messina, the veganrd, has a great article on that. I believe it's at vegan.com. I'll link it in the description. She's got a lot of great information on how to eat vegan properly. She's got like a protein primer and a calcium primer. They're really short, really easy to understand. Another website that I recommend a lot is veganhealth.org. That's run by Jack Norris, another vegan dietitian. His goes into a lot of detail. He goes into detail on all these different studies. He looks at nutrient intakes of vegans. He's got the most in-depth like B12 article is on his site. It's crazy. It's awesome. Yeah, so I will link those in the description. So again, if you are interested in this stuff, I would definitely go to them first, not Dr. Oz. And I guess that's it. I can't say that I'm surprised that someone like Dr. Oz is doing something like this, because veganism, plant-based ism has really blown up in the last year or so. It is crazy looking back at the number of mainstream articles that came out. Not only pro-vegetarian, a lot of pro-vegetarian, but a lot of pro-vegan stuff. I mean, it's just crazy and so awesome. And now, of course, we're seeing all the stuff that like 2017 was the year of the vegans, so many new vegans and so much pro-vegan stuff. I mean, it's really awesome. One of the really good things that came out of 2017. So yeah, I can't say that I'm surprised. Like someone like Dr. Oz is jumping on the bandwagon here. And I think that, you know, showing people that you can still do better, not only for your health, obviously they're not coming at it from an animal welfare standpoint, but I certainly am, that you can do a lot for the environment and for animals without having to go full on vegan. I know that's just, it's really hard. I know it is. It's really hard to get started with. Once you've been doing it, it's not hard. It's not hard for me to be vegan at all. It's just the way that I eat. It's just what I do. It's not difficult. But getting started, it absolutely can be. There's definitely a learning curve there. So I think doing something like this, I mean, this is even really stringent. You don't even have to do something like the Pegan diet, right? Just slowly but surely cutting out animal products in whatever way that works for you. There's so many different ways to do it, starting with something like Meatless Monday. That would be an awesome way to do it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Comments and questions down below. If you want to subscribe, that's super awesome. And if you want to support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/unnaturalvegan. One last thing, you can see I'm filming here. I haven't filmed here in a long time. I switched back to here because the lighting is better. Where I was filming at my desk, I can't get the lighting in front, so it's kind of to the side. So I was having a lot of like shadow issues, and it was a little yellowy and just kind of weird. So I really like the lighting here better. But you can see like the lights end up in my glasses. When I'm over there, they're not, because again, they're in like weird positions, so I don't really have that issue. So I guess I'm wondering like which is more obnoxious? Like which do you prefer? Better lighting or none of this? The glare, you know, with the lights that you can obviously see in my glasses. Yeah, let me know. Well, now I'm thinking, would that actually change my decision? I really like it better here, so I think even if most people would prefer me at my desk, I think I'd still keep doing it here now that I think about it.